All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie, I did not think I was gonna fucking record anything today. Um, actually had a pretty good day. Um, Forgot I was gonna record earlier, but then something caught my eye, and then I spent about 4 hours watching something that like kind of let me rest my mind and just focus on what I was watching instead of just, anyways. But it was cool. Went on my walk. I usually go on these daily walks, and I don't know, just it's just kind of like decompress, do some shadow work. Like to me, like the best time for me to do shadow work is usually when I'm on these walks. You know what I'm saying, like a deep dive on myself. You don't have to, but it's just something to do. You know what I'm saying? Get in touch with the outside world. Get off your phone. You know what I'm saying? Although sometimes like I may be talking to myself, so I may look a little crazy, but I tell people I'm not, because whatever. Anyway, inside joke. Um, all right. So today's episode is gonna be my spiritual awakening. Now, people's spiritual awakenings are different. I'm pretty sure mine is completely different than other people. Maybe it's not. I don't know. That's why I'm gonna speak about it. And really, I do this to let people who are going through their spiritual awakenings, or have been going through it, or have gone through it, or will go through it, that you're not going crazy. Um, Shit, just let it happen. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see. So I've okay. So I know I've always been intuitive. You know what I'm saying? Like pattern recognition. You know what I'm saying? Like intuitive discernment. I've always had that all my life. I didn't know exactly what it was called. Like okay, so with intuition, like I remember I used to play poker. Right? I had a poker face, or a poker phase, where I didn't like so if you know anything about me, you know like I do very little study and very little research or nothing. So with poker, it was all intuition. Like I just know when to play. You know what I'm saying? I had a poker buddy that I used to play with, shout out Reek. But we developed like something we call a poker theory. Now, um, poker theory was, well, I mean it, whatever we called it the T. Um, it was, I don't know. All I know is I use some of that, but a lot of times it's all intuition. Like he would ask me like, "How did you like?" He'd be like, "What made you play that?" Or like, "How did you know that it was gonna hit?" Or you know what I'm saying, like shit like that. And like what can I say? You know what I'm saying? It's always been like that. Pattern recognition. Like I run into people and like just talking to them, I get a good sense of who they are, what kind of person they are. You know what I'm saying? And like whether or not like I should, you know what I'm saying, like I should fuck with them or not. But I've learned with the pattern recognition is like I've learned to accept for people. I've learned to accept people for who they are. I don't try to change them. I don't try to make excuses for them. It's just who they who they are, who they represent themselves to be. It's who they are. Um, I don't try to like make excuses for people. I don't try to make explanations for people. You know what I mean? But I just learned to accept people for who they are, and you know what I'm saying, like period. You know what I mean? And that made my relationships with people a lot more cleaner, because like instead of me having expectations for people, it made me just like stop having expectations for people, and just who they not who they say they are, who they show themselves to be. Like I said, patterns, actions. You know what I mean? That goes a lot more than just words. You know what I'm saying? Words, of affirmations, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love you. No, okay, well, show me. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you do, like your patterns of fucking actions, are not showing me that. So I go by that. Then than words. You know what I mean? And that is and I've learned to accept that. You know what I mean? So like, if someone shows me that they're a fucking asshole, I accept that of them. So then when they do be an asshole, I I don't get mad. It's like, oh, that's who they are. Boom. So I accepted that. Okay. So this is like I said, I'm a yapper. I apologize, but yeah. So basically, like, in the shadow work, I've been doing shadow work all my life. Like I like no, not like big issues. No, because there are some issues. Like I said, like dealing with like what, like I said, dealing with my emotionally distant father, the trans women's, um, my baby mama, like those eras of my life. I really didn't do shadow work for those. I should have, but I didn't have the at the time, I didn't have the capability to do the shadow work because of how deep rooted those experiences, emotions, those traumas were. So, I'm saying a lot of the times I've been rejected as a kid, like kicked out of friend groups and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't deal with it, but like a lot of other things, um, you know what I'm saying? I was able to, I did do my shadow work, which kept me grounded. You know what I mean? I never, never let my ego take me too far, but I also never, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I say this? Like, never let my ego take me too far, and I also was never, like, never had like very high self esteem. You know what I'm saying? Or self confidence, shit like that. So it's like I did my shadow work, but I didn't do it completely. So it's like I was never really aligned with my with my true version of myself, the truest version of myself. I was never really aligned with it. I was always like off kilter. I do some, you know what I'm saying, like I do something to get me aligned, get me more aligned, and then I do some shit where like, and then I do some shit that like kind of wipes away all of that. So it's like I take 2 steps forward, 10 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You know what I'm saying? It was never like um I never put the work in like how I have been putting in the work as of recently. All right, so I'm sorry if I'm talking a little fast. Like I said, I just got back from my walk, so I'm a little amped a little bit. Usually like do get a little workout in, but I wanted to get this out before I got my workout in. So if I talk a little fast or if I talk a little like with more oomph, this is why don't hold it against me. All right, bet. So spiritual awakening. So all right, so I've had multiple spiritual awakenings. Okay, the first one I think I talked about. Um, okay, well, I haven't really totally talked about, but it's like basically I seen I'll talk about more about it later on in depth if people ask. But like I seen but not really a spiritual awakening. It's more like me reawakening to life. Because there was a point in my life where I was I was dead inside. It was like very. It was like not too like maybe like last year, 2025. Um, there was a period of time where I was just dead inside. Okay, so my baby mama died and my kids got took in 2023. So from 2023 to like let's say August 2025, I was dead inside. I was just dead, autopilot. I was deep in addiction, deep in depression. I was just deep in a lot of fucking shit that and I had no way out. I really didn't care about shit. You know what I mean? And then I told you then I seen some shit. I seen a stream like shout out Raging Center. I always give them a shout out because like I don't know what like, I'm not trying to get too much into the personal life. I don't know what they are 2026 because that's this happened 2025. But like we don't ship in 2026, but in 2025 we was shipping and that was the shit. So GG's. But anyways, um, that helped. That kind of woke me up to the fact that like life is still lifing. You know what I'm saying? And like, and it wasn't like trying to like be in their shoes or none of that. It was just me recognizing the beauty of life. You know what I mean? And how like these interactions they were showing me like why you don't give up on life. You know what I'm saying? But like why life is worth living. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't know. I know I know it's like it's kind of like intuitive because like I'm telling you to live life. I'm trying to live my life, but like when you're dead inside and you just there's no like no sparks, there's no nothing. You just fucking it's just you're just numb and cold. Like just seeing anything to give you a little bit of warmth just kind of like wakes you up, right? So then boom. Now I'm not saying that like that made me like oh I still had to work on my addictions, work on my depression, and get myself out the fucking mud. But like that was kind of like the first wake up call, right? That was just like kind of boom, and I call that a spiritual awakening because like it woke like it kind of like made me wake up. Like okay, wait a minute, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of like and then I started like reacquiring all the shit that I lost, like my intuitiveness, my discernment, um, the pattern recognition skills, my just the overall. But see, one thing I will say is, no matter through all of it, through all my dead periods, my heart never stopped. Like I didn't become jaded. It didn't like nothing changed. It didn't change me. You know what I'm saying? Like because I should I could and I should be looking at the world completely different after the shit I've been through, but I'm not. I'm still looking at it with the same zeal and innocence that I always have looked at it. And I think that's one of my strongest qualities. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a biased person. I see everything very unbiasedly. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold judgment against people. I don't hold grudges. I don't hold nothing against nobody or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I accept people for who they are. Um, I take every opportunity. Like every new person I meet is a new person I meet. I don't um project any like old ways that people used to be onto new people. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? I don't expect people to act a certain way especially if they're new. You know what I mean? So I treat everybody, every new person is a new person. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done nothing, you know what I'm saying? So like it's a clean slate. So there's no projections like of like, oh, okay, well, I'm saying like my ex used to do this or they used to do this, he's blah, 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 all this shit. Nah. Okay. But anyways. So boom. All right, so let's see. Spiritual awakening. So I just remember like it was fuck. It was like a couple months ago. I think it was like in May, right? So I started I was watching shit was going on in my life where like it's like I was watching a movie like I was watching a whole movie unfold, right? And like I got very emotionally involved with it, but like it not emotionally involved like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it seemed to like to like I don't know how to explain it. It just I got involved and then like how do I explain this properly? Okay, because I was like on my walk, I was like, it was like I said it perfectly, but now it's like I fucking drawing a blank. Um, okay, all I remember. Okay, so let's talk about go about this. Okay, so I just remember. Um, I used to these things I used to see like just see it like I would see more than meets the eye, right? So let's just say like I'm watching the stream, right? I'm watching people stream, right? And then things will happen, and then like I would see more than what's actually being broadcast. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the nuances, the intricacies that some people say may not be there, but it's like I don't know. It just seems like I was seeing more than what was being let on. So that was one thing, and then I started seeing there's a lot of synchronicities, a lot of signs and synchronicities that was happening, and then like I don't know, like it was it's just crazy. And then okay, so let's put it like this. So I was watching something, and then like I don't know what led to it, but it led me to TikTok. And you know when you flip through TikTok, it's like boom, you'll see some shit like pre-recorded, then you see live shit. Well, like my shit, I was flipping through TikTok, and then boom, I got a live tarot reading. Now, this is gonna be for like you most of the time, like whenever I like when I be on TikTok, whenever I get to a live, I would just flick off of it because like I'm saying like I don't really care about the live like that, right? But then I forgot something, but something caught my ear. The way what that I don't even remember what the tarot reading said, but something caught my ear, and I started listening. I was like, wait, what? Hold up, because it lined up with what I was like with the shit I was seeing. So I was like, wait a minute, hold up, time out, wait, and then like what they were describing was exactly what I was witnessing. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh wait. So then that kind of like had me like it freaked me out a little bit, right? So then it's like okay, so then pretty much like I would so this how what I would think about like the like intuitiveness like I would so then I would like search through TikTok I go through the lives and I switch and it'd be there'll be terrorists right so I just boom I listen to them no that's not it. Oh, no that's not it no that's not it no that's not it and see the thing is like I think it's because like see I wasn't really concerned about me I was more like one of those cross watchers, right? So it's like I was listening more to see for it to match up to what I was watching, right? I was like, nah, that's not it. Oh wait, boom, and then I hear it and I'm like, oh shit, that's funny, right? And then the funny thing is like it would all match up. I want to say like I'm not gonna say it would all match up like word for word, like I know this is happening, but it's like I don't know, it's like you ever see something and then it's like then you hear people describe it like somebody, and if you hear somebody describing it, you're like, wait, that's exactly what I was thinking, right? And so that's how that works. So anyway, boom, that happened, and then I just remember it was one night, right? I was bored and I was just going through listen to tarot readings, and then this one motherfucking tarot reader called me out with like you. That's it, West West. I forgot I have some numbers next to my name, West West da 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 da, right? I like what the fuck, motherfucker? How the fuck do you know I'm watching, right? And then like then she called me out. Then she tried to put me on Front Street. So she was like, "Oh, you're a weirdo." Like, yeah, I see you, like weirdo. Da da da. Now, like, usually people who get called out, usually they leave right away, right? See me, like I was like, I in the beginning stage of doing my shadow work. Don't ask me how. I just knew I had to. Once again, it's like one of those things. And then so like when she started calling me weirdo and try to put me on Front Street, I like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like thinking like judging me was gonna make me like scared or bow my head. No, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing the work to the point where like I know everything I've done is a human experience. Everything I've done is what I've done. I'm saying like I can't. There's nothing to be shameful about it. It's a human experience. I'm a fucking soul. I'm saying, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to live, learn, and grow. Sorry for fucking learning and living and growing. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, but not sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for that. Anyways, but then what really freaked me out was the person that like I was following. It's like they kind of see me. So then it's like I felt like they sent me a hex. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you ever felt it, but it's like they sent a hex toward me, right? So then I freaked out, right? Like, oh shit. So then I tried to um delete my TikTok. TikTok would not delete. Like no matter how hard I tried, it would not delete itself. It would say like delete, and it would ask me like some confirmation shit, and I couldn't do the confirmation shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like it won't delete. So that freaked me out, right? So I left her. I left her. Then I went to go search for another and see that's just me. I'm fucking stupid. So that happened. So then I went to look for more, and I landed on this one lady. So this one lady was like, she said, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, like right now they call judgment on you, right?" So they're like, so someone calling judgment on me. I'm like, how the fuck do they call? How the fuck do they even know who I am? How the fuck like like what the fuck is going on here? Like I started freaking out, right? And so like I felt like she was like, look, what you need to do is stop. You know what I'm saying? They call judgment on you. Just let the process like let the process go. Just you know what I'm saying? Stop doing what you've been doing. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like go do something. Go do something with your life. You know what I'm saying? And I was so invested with the shit. Like I don't know, it's like I was so engrossed in the story that in like the whole storyline that I was watching, that I was hearing, that I was experiencing. Like I was just like engrossed in it. So I was like, I don't know. It's like it was very interesting. I'm not gonna say what it was, but it was like it's some epic shit, right? Now it could I could no, it was some epic shit. If you was like listening to like if you were on the same if you were listening to the same readings like I was listening to, this shit was some epic shit. Like I mean, it was all shit was crazy. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about that. That's not what this is about. So then so let's see, boom. It says she's told me she was telling me like stop what you're doing. To call judgment on you. You're gonna get your gift back. So I'm like, what did they steal? Cause then I heard like the devil was on me and all type of shit. And I was like, what? And this is like I was just getting I didn't know what was going on, right? Cause I told you like before my spiritual awakening, I had an idea what spirituality was, but I didn't know what I did not know. I didn't know shit. I was I didn't know nothing. Like I said, that's why I tell you like the shit I know, the shit I talk about, it's shit I've been downloaded. So like if you want to call judgment on me, say that I'm I'm speaking no truths, I'm speaking lies, call judgment. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. We'll have my team go against your team and see who comes out. You know what I'm saying? Who like who the spirit decide with. You know what I'm saying? Because I have nothing to hide. Anyways, that's beside the point. So then I was like, oh, okay. So then I flipped and I get to one lady, right? And then this lady, it's like I knew she felt me because like she said, whoa, hold up, this mother, because she was trying to talk shit about me. She was trying to talk shit about like um the sh- I didn't know she was talking shit about me because she was talking about the zodiac. See, I don't know. I'm not an astrologer, so I don't really know all the zodiac signs. I just know that I'm a Virgo. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. But like that's beside the point, right? So then she started going down. It's like I knew she was talking about me because she was going through and she was talking. She was trying to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like like when people are trying to talk shit on you, and it's like they know. Because she was like, let me talk about you some more. And it's like, I don't know. It's like I knew she was talking shit about me, right? But then the funny part is, as she was talking shit about me, the storyline that I was connected to, that somehow she got connected to. So then she started talking to um first like I don't know how to explain it, but like the Earth Angel that I was connected to, she somehow got what I call it, Earth Angel. Basically like the person I was following, the person like whose storyline I was following, she ended up somehow getting connected with the reader that was talking shit about me. The one I'm just talking about right now. And so they started talking. They started having a conversation, and you know, saying she was reading for her, right? But then I'm like, wait a minute, like how the fuck? Because it's like, okay, so how is it that like you're talking shit about me, but then like the shit that I was invested in, somehow you all of a sudden like are reading for that, right? And then all of a sudden you're reading for her, whatever, and it's like and then I'm trying to tell, and it became one of those things where like you just had to be there to believe it, to see it. And I know it sounds crazy, but at the time it was happening, I was first I was like I won't say flabbergasted, but it was like one of those things like, wait, how like how did that happen? You know what I mean? It's like this was a piece of what was leading to all of my shit, right? So then I was like, let me wait, hold on, time out. Let me investigate, right? So then I remember I heard something about a birth chart, right? So then I went to go check my birth chart. And my birth chart, I kid you not, word for word, bar for bar, for everything was exactly me. Okay? So I don't know how a birth chart is supposed to work, but when you read a birth chart, I don't know, when I read my birth chart, I was like, wait, I went through that. Wait, that's me. Okay, wait, that's me again. Wait, how do you know that that's what that's not like how my childhood went? Wait, how do you know that that's like it was it was labeling, it was talking about shit. It's like basically it's like the birth chart was like basically like a guideline to how my life like turned out. Like all the shit it said was like that's those are exactly how my life was running. Like even like the shit that nobody knows about, like that I was like that only I know about. You know what I mean? Like it was perfectly describing me. Now, I don't know like if I mean birth chart people like I don't know like other people's birth charts. I haven't asked, but I mean like our birth charts supposed to describe you to a fucking T? If it is, well shit, damn, they got me. And that was like that was part that was like I feel like that was one, like a part of my awakening right there where I was like, okay, wait, now shit's getting serious, right? And then oh okay, we're gonna talk about another part of the awakening. So this is when Kai Cenat made his announcement about Streamer University, right? He's like, yeah, everybody applied, da 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 da, right? So I ain't even apply, but okay, but that's not the story. It's not me applying. The story is like when I heard that something in my brain was like, oh shit, this is like it's not just Streamer University. You know what I mean? It's like you take an application for the new Earth, right? Don't ask me how I came to that conclusion, but I did, right? And then I was like, oh shit. And so then and then I started thinking. Then I did the funniest thing I ever did. So when like whenever I was on TikTok getting these general readings and stuff, or whenever I got readings, period, I was never getting readings for me. I was always one of those private readers. Like, fuck me. I wanted to know what was going on with the storyline I was watching, right? You know what I'm saying? Person A, person B. You know what I'm saying? I was following person A storyline, person B storyline. Um, the side quest of person A, the side quest of person B. Like it was, bruh. When I tell you, the shit was like the shit that was happening, and then the shit that you was that so like you like this it would happen. Like okay, so you would get the tarot reading side, right? The reader side, and then it's like and then the storyline for A and B. It's like how the reader would describe something, and then all of a sudden storyline A or storyline A and B they like they would like kind of reinforce the idea of what the readers were talking about, and I'd be like, holy fuck! I don't want to put nobody's business out there, right? But anyway, that's not the point. All right. So, anyways, so this was the first time that I actually looked down. I put down. I remember I typed in Virgo and I looked at fucking YouTube went to type down Virgo, right? And then I don't know why. See, look. So I've done this. I've typed in Virgo like two or three more times because I don't really like to do um like 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 astrology reading, like zodiac sign reading for Virgos because like I don't want to. I don't like to. I don't know why, but I don't like to do it. But like for the time right there. Okay, so FYI, I was still in my addiction, right? I was still in, I was still kind of in my depression, but like I was mostly in my addiction, right? So people say like, oh, well, it was drug induced. Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, right? So then I put that in the Virgo, right? And then the funny thing is like I have never okay. So this lady that I read for like my for like for the horoscope thing. I have never seen her post another Virgo um since then. So like if I write down Virgo and I look down the YouTube, I will not see her face. So now look, now mind you, when I did this time, the time I'm telling you about, her face like she was like the second or third person I seen like pop up, right? So and I never seen her pop up ever since then, right? So anyway, so she popped up. So I for some reason I clicked her and then it's like she was it's like I don't know how to describe it, but she was talking to me. She's like, oh, oh, you feel like you're gonna be you're gonna miss out. It's like, are you sure you deserve this? Like, have you been da 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 right? And then she's like, but what about that addiction you have? I'm saying, so like, aren't you? She's like, aren't you on it right now? I'm like, motherfucker, how do you know? It's like, it's like, well, like, I don't know if we can accept you if you know what I'm saying, you're still on these substances. So, I swear to God, I paused it, went to went to my room. I grabbed my smoke, the water bottle. I grabbed it, threw it in the trash. Grabbed the drugs, threw it in the trash. Went back down, shit, and then look. I swear to you not. She's like, ah, that's much better. Don't you feel better? But this is what I'm gonna do. Like, then she was like, she knew that I threw it away. She knew that I threw it in the trash. Like, okay, so you could say this and that, like maybe it's but I don't believe in coincidences, and I know what I saw, and I know exactly what she told, how she talked to me, like as I was going through the process, and I know that she was talking to me. So this is what I'm saying. This was part of my spiritual awakening. So then, so she's just like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, see it's here. Okay, well, other than, she was talking about like, other than the substances, like, you actually have, you know what I'm saying? You actually can't, like, are able to, you know what I'm saying? It just depending on like how you deal with these substances. And she's like, you actually have a lot of people on your like on your side who will vouch for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like basically saying like, I have a pretty strong spirit team, and she's like, yeah, so try again in about 3 days. Once you once you're more clear headed, once you start seeing things more clearly, and try again. And say, or come find me again. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, motherfucker, right? And the funny thing is, like, I didn't. Like after those couple of days, like I didn't retry because, like, I don't know. Because I was, like I said, I was getting the, like, I don't know, like, I was getting the downloads. I started knowing things, right? And I didn't have time to look. And like the one time that I did try to find her, I couldn't find her. You know what I'm saying? And then the second time I tried, I couldn't find her, which is like fucking. It's crazy to me. It's like, okay, so how do I find her? When I first time I look for her, when I'm going through my shit, I find her, but then after that I don't. That the like I said, like, um if you don't believe in like awakenings or spiritual, if you're not into all of that, or you're not into coincidences, you're not into synchronicity, but then, like, I'm saying, like, how do you explain that? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I mean, you probably could. I'll tell you how I explained it, right? I'm like, oh, I'm full on, like, I'm on it now. Now, that happened, and then it's like, I used to, like, you could, like, if you look at my, like, my Twitter handle, you could see, like, you can see my evolution of what I was talking about, right? So this how I know, so like when I talk about the intuition, the discernment, I'm seer. So like, I forgot what this is before I quite knew what my purpose was. I was still like, I was talking about operating out of love and kindness, but I didn't know that was my purpose. It just one day I was like, you know what? We should be operating out of love and kindness. Didn't have a purpose for it. It just, that idea popped in my head, and I okay, so I when I see my birth chart, not that I'm thinking about it, saw my birth chart, and then, like, I just fucking knew that operating out of love and kind. I don't know how to explain this. Like, maybe you guys call me, like I said, call judgment. If you think I'm if you're saying blasphemy, if you're saying I'm lying, call judgment. Let Fuck it, it's cool. Let, let, let's let let's let the divine decide who's right and who's wrong. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, I'm gonna win. I promise you this, because all of this shit is divinely led. You know what I'm saying? When you see my squad, when you see who got my back, I got archangels. I have angels. I have gods. You know what I'm saying? People who you see as gods, I have them. Archangels got them. Michael, Uriel got them. GG's. Fuck y'all. Raphael got them. Fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? The divine got him. The devil got him. People say, look, how do you? Because the devil, me and the devil have an agreement. Well, it's more like I have an agreement with the devil. He just happy to oblige the archangels, the divine. They may not like it, but they respect it because they know who I am. They respect me. You know what I mean? So, anyways, call judgment. I don't give a fuck. Call it. You know what I'm saying? As I've been going more, as I've been more awakened, as I become more into who I am, who I truly am, I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a time where I didn't know, when everything was just everything was just springing up on me. I'm saying I was going through my awakenings and it's like everything was new. I don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? I just know that like these ideas was popping up, and then okay, we'll talk about the seer part. So then I remember I was on Twitter, and some guy said, I think his name was Principal. Shout out Principal. You know what I'm saying? He said some shit about like the new Earth is kind of like it's a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? And he said something about the new Earth is like, and then I responded like, well, like that's what did I say? I don't. Okay, I'm not gonna say the exact thing I said, but I said something along the lines of, oh well, look, that's a new purpose for some people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I think there was a question mark, and I was like, yeah, like somebody sent like a question mark, like, what do you? It's like he said some shit like, what do you mean? And I said, well, you're gonna need it's like it's a new purpose for people who wants to be that bridge. You know what I'm saying? The bridge from the old Earth to the new Earth. That's the new purpose. This is before that. This is before I even realized that was gonna be one of my purposes, was to be like a type of bridge. You know what I'm saying? To raise the frequency. See, it's like the more I look back into the beginning of my way, it's like it's all starting. It all makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's what the thing about the awakening. When you start your spiritual awakening, whether it's the first one or the second one or the third one, because you go through like, okay, so you're not gonna go through just one. You're not gonna just go through awakening like, oh shit. You're gonna go through multiple ones. Now the first one is just where you start to be aware. Your awareness is up. That's your first spiritual awakening. Is your awareness goes up. You start to see things. You start to see through the veil. You know what I'm saying? You start to see things that like people probably don't really see. But then it's like you don't really think you see it too because other people don't really see it. But you're like, but you don't, but you want to like play it cool because you don't want people to think you're crazy. But it's like you know what you're seeing. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting my story out there. So the people who are going through the spiritual awakenings, you're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? If you're starting to see through the veil, it's okay. Don't fucking don't trip out. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking think you're going crazy. Just start keep your awareness up and start noticing. You know what I'm saying? As you notice things, you get. You know what I'm saying, start using your discernment. Start using some intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like hopefully you have like as you awaken like your abilities, your gifts, they start to increase or sharpen. Or if you don't have any shit, just as you go through your spiritual awakening, you, you're you should become you should become intuitive. You should start to know like you start to be able to like I say you start to see past the veil. So like your eyes are open, you're aware. You know what I mean? So you start to just it's like that gut feeling. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a gut feeling, go with it. If you have like a your discernment is a lot is like I say it's a lot harder. It's when you first starting, it's hard to use discernment because you're so you're so connected to things. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to make decisions and choices while taking your bias out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like taking your which way you feel about things, you got to take that out of it and just make decisions based on the decision at hand and use your intuition. And like I said, it sounds easy, but it's not as easy when you first start to do it. And say as you're able to practice more discernment, and you start to realize, like, start to trust your intuition more, everything falls into place more. You know what I mean? So anyway, what was I talking about? The I think I said, fuck, I lost my place. Anyways, so yeah, I think I'll talk about, this is why I speak about the awakening, is so you become more aware, you don't think you're crazy, and you're understanding, you know what I'm saying? You're starting to understand, okay? So once you get that first weight, start doing your shadow work. Your shadow, I love. When I tell you guys your shadow work is so fucking important, I know you may not agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I know there's you know what I'm saying, there's different ways you could do shadow work. Um, look into it. Shadow work. Look at, like, search it. Do whatever you feel is the best way for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Um, That's what I could do. The best thing I could do is, like I said, I could tell you, I'm gonna tell you how what you should do, but I'm not gonna tell you how you should do it, because that choice is up to you. You know what I mean? Because there's many ways to do shadow work. I'm not gonna say there's many ways, but the ways you want to do it, do it to where you feel most comfortable, that you feel like you're doing the work, where you're actually getting shit done. You know what I mean? Because some people like that. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, just be prepared to be able to sit with yourself, to look yourself, you know what I'm saying? Look at all those moments, traumas, experiences, feelings, emotions that you swept under the rug that are in the shadow. Make sure you're able to honestly look at yourself and sit with yourself and acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, with yourself, all of it. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Bring it to your conscious. Bring it to the conscious level. Bring it to the light. Anyways, back to the awakening. Yeah. So yeah. So okay. So we're talking about fuck. All right. So I lost a lot. But I just know that, like, the spiritual awakening is not. It's not just a one time thing. You're always. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't just. It's not. It's like shadow work. You don't just do it one. It doesn't just happen one time and you're done. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hit you. It's gonna, like, as you go through your shadow, as you go through points within, as you unlock more points within, you're gonna start being awakened to more things. 'Cause like me, like, as I've been doing my shadow work, the like my deep work, I've been unlocking memories of I've been unlocking a whole, like, memories that I forgot I had. You know what I mean? And through that, I've been locking more memories and, like, revealing more parts about myself, but also I've been downloading more information based on you know what I'm saying? It's like, as you unlock memories, it's like you start to, um like, the how do I explain this right? It's like, as you unlock more stuff about you, more stuff about you unlocks. You know what I'm saying? More knowledge unlocks. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds like fucking, well, duh, stupid, but it's like it's like with me, as I've been unlocking more memories, more knowledge of the old, like, of my soul, of my old self, like, not like in terms of this life, but like past life, they start to open up. They start to, like, I'm starting to get more knowledge of that part of me. If that makes sense. And it's not like, I don't know how to. It's not like, the thing is, like, it's not like when you get the downloads. It's not like, oh, okay, okay. I'm not gonna say that it's not like information, because, like, when I hear, like, so when I hear things or when I see things, I use my, like, my intuition kicks in. My just, so, like, I know, like, okay, that's, like, when I hear facts or whatever. So let's just, okay, I'll put it like this. So let's just say I'm on TikTok, right? And I'm listening to, like, readings, right, or whatever, right? I could like first I already know like okay that's for me, that's not for me. But then also like I also know when people are spitting facts, like I seen this lady talk about like, oh, the creator is a female. No, incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that's just like when I'm on Twitter, I read some shit. I'm like, no, incorrect. I know what's incorrect. I know what's false, and I'll call it upon it right because like the divine is not female. The divine is masculine and feminine. Divine is divinely both. Divine has mastered both. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother discussion. But anyways, yeah. So like, or then when I hear stories about like how the Galactic Federation, all that shit, like a lot of that shit is these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they talking about. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, what are you guys talking about? You know what I mean? It's like, where do you guys get the? You see me like I hear some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Where do you get this information from? And I'm not. It's not me attacking. It's not me attacking you as a person. It's like I'm really curious. Like, where are you getting this information from? Who do we need to talk to about this information? Because this information is false. When I hear falsehoods, just like when I'm on Twitter, and I hear and then I read I'm saying tweets and I'm like, what? And then I'll ask questions. I'm saying I don't judge people. I'll just ask questions like, okay, well, if you feel this way, like ask questions like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you change this? What would you do? Or like when I reach it, I offer solutions. I'm not person. I don't like to be the person to pile on shit. I like to provide solutions, provide clarity, provide truths. Ask the ask people if they know the truths. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you making these comments because you're trying to provide clarity, or you actually you providing these comments to like add fuel to the fire? 'Cause we don't need to add fuel to the fire. We need clarity. We need truth. You know what I'm saying? We need solutions. You know what I'm saying? We need more understanding. We need more love. We need more kindness. We need more compassion, more empathy. You know what I'm saying? We don't need more fucking, yeah, death to all men or death to all women or women are stupid or men are stupid. We don't need all that shit. Why are they stupid? What can they do? What can men do to help with their stupidness? What can women do to help with their stupidness? Not help like to increase it, but help to you know what I'm saying? Better the understanding of why you think it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It's like there's none of that going on. And that's like part of so when you hear me say love is a new religion, that's the type of love I'm talking about. It's the love I'm talking about is love, kindness, understanding, compassion, empathy. You know what I'm saying? Like where we are not trying to judge people. You know what I'm saying? Now, first of all, if you're judging people and you haven't done no shadow work, you're fucking. I I can make that judgment. So, okay, let's see. If you're making any judgment without doing shadow work, you're a fucking retard. You know what I'm saying? Like your opinion does not fucking matter. Because how can you, okay, so basically a judgment is like saying like, what's truth? The determination of what is true or not, right? So how can somebody who hasn't done shadow work make a judgment when they don't even know the truth about themselves? When they're not even aligned with their truest version of themselves. They're not even trying to get aligned with the truest version of themselves. If that makes sense. So So if you haven't done your shadow work and you're casting judgment, shame on you. If you haven't done your shadow work and you're calling judgment, oh, that could get wicked real quick. You know what I'm saying? Now look, I would rather you call judgment than cast judgment, because calling judgment me is not you judging, it's you. I'm saying calling judgment. So you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, we're putting everything on the table and we're gonna see who's right or who's wrong. But I guarantee you, you call judgment. This is why I rather call judgment, because me personally, when I call judgment, everything I have is all on the table. I have no secrets. I have no hidden motives. I have nothing. Everything is all my intentions are clear and clear. My intentions are always true and clear. You you will never you don't have to question anything. That's why I call judgment on me. That's why I tell people to call judgment on me. Call judgment on me. If you don't like what I'm saying, call judgment on me spiritually. You know what I'm saying? The 3D world judgment doesn't apply. To me, it doesn't apply because it doesn't matter. Because 90%, 95, 96% of y'all haven't done your shadow work. So, like, how can you guys cast judgment? You know what I'm saying? And if you got called judgment, be careful. Because the shit that you're trying to expose me for, which you probably can't, I say probably, you probably won't, means also means that you're putting yourself in the open to get exposed. So if you have shit that you scared of being exposed, don't call judgment because your shit will get exposed too. Just remember that it works both ways. That's why I tell that's why I tell people to call judgment on me. That I'm not scared to get exposed because I put all my shit out there. All everything is out there. There's nothing that I can't get exposed because I've already exposed myself. Now, whoever trying to call judgment though, what about you? Ask that question to yourself. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's why I said when I speak about my shit, I speak about my shit. You know what I mean? Like when I say I've been going through these spiritual awakenings. I have been. You know what I'm saying? Where do I get the knowledge? I'm telling you, like I just know. I just know. And if you're saying I'm wrong, say it. Say I'm wrong. Call judgment. Let's see what. Let's put all our cards on the table. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I told you who backs me. I told you who rides with me. My ancestors, my angels, the archangels, the divine. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm spiritually bulletproof. Even karma favors me well right now. Because karma sees my intentions. You know what I'm saying? And I remain pure. Do you? Truly, do you? And if you truly do, what is you representing? What is your purpose? Because you know my purpose. My purpose is stated clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want my destiny, that's why I tell people, like, you want my destiny, go ahead, try it. But first, just know that you can't steal or copy my purpose. You can't steal or copy my abilities. You can't steal or copy my fucking connections. Now, without them three, wa- if you still want my destiny, go right ahead. I don't know how you accomplish it, but go right ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I got into that tangent. I just felt like I had to say that motherfucker because I feel like people are not understanding. You know what I'm saying? The reason I'm here. Even sometimes I'm not quite understanding the reason I'm here sometimes because it's just the scope of just the when I just look at the scope of it all, it's fucking tremendous. It's like damn, that's a lot for one person to be responsible of, but I'm incorruptible. So it's like, would you rather have it in many hands that there's a chance you could corrupt them, or would you have it in one set of hands that's incorruptible? I mean, I choose the incorruptible person all the time. You know what I mean? But that's just me, and I feel like that's the people who are on my team. They agree too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that there's no others, there's none other that are not incorruptible, but like as of right now, shit, I don't know. I just know I am incorruptible. You know what I mean? Like the purpose is clear. You know what I'm saying? I've been through I talked about this before. I've made I've had to make that choice before, purpose or love, and I picked love, and it would have worked if I didn't lose my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of yeah, it's weird, but like it would have, but like but see, I had to realize that like my purpose is not wasn't just with that company. My purpose was a far bigger purpose. You know what I'm saying? But that was put in place to show me if I'm saying purpose or love. I gotta I have to choose purpose every time, and that love will follow. You know what I'm saying? If I just choose love, and the purpose drops, then I'll lose everything. I learned that lesson. That we're not gonna talk about that lesson because that lesson put me in solitude for a good like 3 years of just fucking death. But hey, I got reborn, so it's all good. But anyways, spiritual awakening, like I said, if you as you go through it, it's okay. You're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, if I didn't have that look, if you took everything, if you just hear my story, you'd be like, damn, this motherfucker sound crazy. But if I would probably say I sound crazy too, if I didn't have that when I searched Virgo, and I had that one motherfucker who read my horoscope, and how she talked to me, and how I have not seen her since, and how she talked to me, I would think I'm crazy too. But just that one experience, how she talked to me, how she knew I was I was I was high as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And when I threw it away, she fucking came. She agreed with me. Now look, people are gonna say like, oh well, maybe you were high. You made no. There are some things you can ask all addicts, all people who've been high. Like there are some things like I'm telling you like okay, so that happened. Okay, so I've I got high 2 times after that. One time I didn't get high at all. Second time I got so high that I threw all the rest of my I haven't touched it since. It's been about all of July. Let's say most of so I'd say about 7 weeks. 7 weeks clean, sober. I haven't even thought about doing any drugs. Like zero. I have a bottle of fucking honey whiskey I have not touched. You know what I'm saying? I've thrown away everything. I haven't had the urge to do anything. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? My calling is far greater than anything this 3D world could provide. You know what I mean? Anyways, I like I said, if you're going through a spiritual awakening, you're not crazy. Check out the sign, the synchronicities, all of that. The the veil is lifting. Just be happy that the veil is lifting, and you're starting to see the world for how it is, for what it is. And look, you like some of these relationships, friendships, situationships, relationships, friendships, situationships, all these ships that you have, like as you go through these awakenings, they may fucking you may lose them, but that's okay. Cause like those were based on a previous version of you. Just remember that. This new version of you that's been doing the shadow work, that's getting more aligned with your truest version of self, like that person is gonna attract the same people that are like-minded, that embody the same qualities that you embody. And it's like you may lose some people, but you'll gain some people. You know what I'm saying? Like those who you lost will be gained in the same manner. But the people you gain will be those ships will be so much stronger because they're more aligned with who you really are. So just be happy that you're replacing old relationship with these new relationships. You know what I'm saying? These ships. Just you know what I'm saying? Because some people they gotta be stuck in the same fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate. You know what I mean? And for those who find themselves in solitude, solitude is not fine. I say solitude is not fine. I mean solitude is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because like you get more in tune with yourself. You know what I mean? Um, you find more happiness with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because like what solitude has done for me is, I've I've noticed that like I don't. like the external validations I used to crave, I don't crave those no more. I'm saying I'm more happy with myself. With, you know what I'm saying? Like it's genuine. It's not like say like oh you know what I'm saying like where I it's like where you crave or yearn to have companionship and all that. No, I don't really care. Like if I have friends, if I have you know what I'm saying that's cool. But like solitude is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because in solitude you grow, you grow, you grow, and you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how else to explain it. Um, but I just know that like I've been doing a lot of work with it, like from within, a lot of shadow work, and like I've been falling in love with myself a lot. And I know that sounds weird, and it's okay if it sounds weird, but it's true, and I'm happy. And I'm truly happy. You know what I mean? Like I'm like where like I don't need nobody to pour into me. You know what I'm saying? Like to make me happy. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Anyways, um, that's enough about me. Once again, like I'm telling my story, so you guys, for those who resonate with this, you guys don't feel weird or strange as you go through your awakenings. And like I like to hear yours. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like it don't have to be as long as what I've been doing, but just you know what I'm saying, like a shout out saying that you're going through your awakenings, or you know what I'm saying you know what I'm saying like whatever shout outs you want to throw out, throw them out. If you don't want to throw out no shout outs, that's fine too. Cause like this will resonate with people like on this realm, the next whatever, however, don't care, just I'm saying just as long as people hear with the ears, your mind and your heart. All right, peace. I love y'all.